Okay, everyone. It is Tuesday, November 28th, and we're back for another live stream drawing with JM DeSantis. I am currently working on a little something, and I hear Cirilla coming. Oh, here she comes. Come on up, lady. Oh, they can see you better at this angle. Yeah, I changed the angle of the camera again. It's just a little easier, I think. Of course, you can see the mess behind. Oh, wait, it's over there. You can see the mess behind me. I'm currently going through a lot of the stuff that's in my studio right now and trying to get better organized. Oh, let's not do that yet. Okay. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a mess. I'm hoping to have some of that cleaned up tomorrow, and then I'll be into I have some other stuff to organize. Starting the Etsy store like I did on Friday. That, of course, was a lot of work, and I have to start getting orders are already coming in, so I have to start getting more organized so that that's a little bit more streamlined. Anyway, hey, Cirilla, up top, saying hi to everyone. Yeah, as soon as she moves out of the way of the camera, I'll get started on this. We had a couple of requests last week, right? There was Luis Cruz was here asking about his character El Brago. People were mentioning Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. And right now I got a little campaign going on to get Chadiana on a cover. So I thought maybe I'd do a Chadiana piece. It's been a while since I've done, I haven't done one live yet. All right, are we almost done, Cirilla? Maybe. Is this the one? Nope. Opposite. All right, let's get over to it. That one. There we go. Okay. So yeah, it's mostly blank at the moment. Just gonna go up there and get that done. Yeah, actually, I'm upgrading my lighting setup too, so hopefully that will make for a slightly better and better lighting setup for the actual artwork that I'm working on at the time I'm working on it. Anyway, a lot of people got stuff going on tonight. Actually, I had promised. He hasn't posted it though. I know Chris Campana's got a live stream going on tonight too. Some kind of X-Men thing. I love his name. It's Chris Chestnuts Campana. I just think it's hilarious. All right, Cirilla, do you think I can look at what I'm working on, maybe? A little bit? Maybe? Need it just slightly out of my vision right now. All right, yeah. Just kind of glare at me, huh? Maybe. Oh, you know what though? How am I going to be able to grab that link? Let me just go over here. Really quickly. I think I'm still logged on Facebook over there. Yes, I am. Okay, where did I put it? On my page. On my page. All right. Block. I don't need notifications on my laptop for. Come on. Yeah, right now, actually, I'm going to be working on a Chadiana piece, but right now I do have a campaign going to hopefully get the cover spot on this Comics Illustrated thing. And it only goes until, where is it? Copy link. It only goes until 12 noon tomorrow. I think Central Time or Pacific Time. I don't think it's even Eastern Standard. So anybody that wants to go to that huge link, is that really the link? That can't be right. Oh, that's the link for the. My mistake, everyone. Ignore that link. This is the link to vote Chadiana onto the cover for this publication. There we go. A little bit more truncated that way. Right. Yeah. That'd be the link. If you want to go and vote, again, you got tonight, basically, and not much of tomorrow to put in the vote, so that maybe she can get the cover spot. You know, I went racy for me, although it wasn't all that. How do I put it? Just a little bit of nudity in it, but you know, I don't necessarily think it's the right piece for the cover of the magazine, but it certainly couldn't hurt to be on the cover. So, yeah, you know, if you want to throw in that vote, great. But either way, Chadiana will be in the magazine, and they give a little write-up for the publisher. So the whole reason I did it was because something went out. I don't even know how I saw the guy's post. I guess I was friends with him already on Facebook, and it was just like, if you wanted to have your publishing company have a spot, and we'll take, you know, a pinup of one of your female characters, you can get that. So I figured, get Dark Friar Press's name out there, get Chadiana's face in front of some people, and her butt, I guess. And then, you know, hopefully it would drum up some more interest, because, you know, I have to get that third issue out and the fourth issue. But, you know, I'm happy to say that at this point, right, you know, I've been talking about it for maybe months, because this is the 20th episode, milestone. Congratulations to me. I've been talking about it for a little bit now, but yeah, like, I'm finally at the point where, yes, I'm going to be able to get back to working on Chadiana regularly. And in fact, I've gone through my schedule to map out exactly, you know, the hours that I can dedicate to it during the week. It won't be quite every day. I just won't have that kind of luxury, but I will be back into working on her more regularly. So, oh, she's sitting so quietly. You want to just come a little closer, Cyril? Yeah, people can see you there just because of how that angle in the camera is. I think I like that better. I'm sure all of your fans like it better too, even though it's just the top of your body. That's all right. Anyway, so yeah. I'm not going to be doing a pinup of Chadiana right now. I've been missing working on the character and doing so much fan art and everything. It just kind of, I don't know, it just snowballed. And I don't know, like, there's still this part of me that doesn't like doing fan art, because I feel like it's not, well, I don't mind doing fan art, but I don't really like the idea of doing fan art and making prints of it, you know. Doing it on a live stream, which I'm not doing tonight, you know, like I said, I might do the Sephiroth on another live stream, because that's been asked about, and I haven't drawn since I was a teenager, so that'd be cool. But yeah, the you know, what is going on over there? Oh, people are mentioning that they've voted on my thing. Thank you. It was Lauren Source, who used to be Mulaney, and I appreciate her vote on that. Very supportive. Lauren recently, when I had a Redbubble sale, her whole family went out. I've known them for a long time. Anyway, besides the point. So yeah, we got what was I saying? Yeah, I've been missing where oh no, fan art pieces. I don't know. It's just I'd rather do public domain stuff, such as, Count Orlok and Wonderland stuff, and as long as you don't do it from adaptations, right? Like in the case of Nosferatu, I'm very much looking forward to the Robert Eggers movie that apparently is coming out on Christmas Day next year. Merry Christmas to me, because I am really looking forward to that. But as long as I didn't do like his interpretation of it and just went by Werner Herzog's, I can interpretation. I can just work off of the 1922 version, which is the one that I like anyway. I mean, that's what I grew up on. Oh, nice to see people are coming in. Anyway, yeah, so this is going to be Chadiana in honor of the pinup piece that will hopefully come close, if not voted into the upper part. Hi, Mike. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining in. How are you? Doing good. Awesome. Good to hear it. I'm glad you are. Seem to be having a competing show tonight. A couple of people doing live streams. Wondering if I could pull Chris's up real quick though, because I promised him that even though I couldn't make it to his, I was going to plug his thing, his live stream, but I didn't see him post it yet. Come on, Mr. Campana, what are you doing? Campana art. Let's go there. Let's see if he's up there yet. Did he post the link? Oh, he did. Okay. All right. So, how do I share this one? Let me get the link for this. No. Chris, I don't know if I can do it. Anyway, this is great live stream content right now. Oh, I can probably get it this way, right? How do I do that? No, I can't do it that way because that's... What if I go to his direct page? Because my thing is like, I can't share the link from his... Yes, I'm going to have to do that. I don't know if anybody will be able to see it. Well, it is what it is. Anyway, I'm almost done with this, I promise everyone. If you are a member of his... wait, but it says Martin Slam Duncan. Okay, so if he's live... Oh my God. That's my audio going, right? Okay. All right, last attempt. This is the best I'm going to be able to do. All right, share it. See if this works. If it doesn't, I'm sorry, Chris. But if anybody wants to check out what Chris has going on his live stream right now, well, it's somebody else's, but he's on it. It seems to be like a drawing get together. But I don't know if anybody's going to be able to click that link. If you do, find that show and happen to go over at any point tonight, let Chris know JM DeSantis said hi. That's my little plug for his show tonight. Yeah, there's a couple of guys going. But yeah, so yes, I got Chadiana right now, hopefully in the running for a cover spot on Comics Illustrated magazine. Maybe she'll get it. I also have, I extended my sales because last week I was going to end the original artwork sale. I was originally going to end it on Monday, yesterday. And I opened up my Etsy store on Black Friday and had a sale going for that until December 1st. So I decided to extend the original art sale to December 1st as well. Those pieces have all been posted to my Facebook and Instagram. Instagram's at JMD Writist, right? So you can always take this in. /JMD Writist, right? Instagram.com. Just want to make sure I spelled it right. Now, you can go follow me over there, or if you're watching this on Facebook, you don't need to go to Instagram because, and you can check out some of the art sales over there, right? Which includes all of the pieces that I've done on these live streams, which still have yet to be claimed, you know. Right now they are going for $52.50 instead of 75% off of the $75 mark. But anyway, I don't know how much of the original art's going to sell. But I do have stickers that are exclusive right now to the Etsy store. And those stickers are, you know, they're getting a lot of attention. I have to say, anybody that recommended Etsy to me, thank you. That's Jill Colbert of Manfish Studios and Carrie Ann and Steph of Bad Carrie Studios. I'm sorry, Manfish Inc. is Jill Colbert. She's not Studios. She's Manfish Inc. So yeah, like I you know, it was good because I just put that store up. I mean, yeah, I do have like, I think 25 different items, not 25 different items because some of them are packages, but I have 25 different listings, and I don't know, without too heavy a promotion on it, just mentioning it once or twice on my socials, I'm really getting some good traffic on that Etsy store already. And like I said, sales are starting to happen, so it's a win. It's a win. I would recommend it for anyone that has not made the leap into Etsy, unless you're a big cartel person, which I also hear is very good. I just know more people that, personally, I know more people that are on Etsy, and I decided to take their advice and jump in on it, in case anybody wants that link. I know. Anyway, right now, besides the original art sale, which is 30% off, and 25% off of, what are those things? Commissions. I do have my 25% off on the Etsy store right now. And to give you real numbers, I had somebody honestly spend about, well, they ordered $50 worth of stickers, and they only paid like $31 and change, including the shipping, to get those same stickers. So, you know, of course, you can get them from me at shows. I'm going to be at Greater Philly area toy show this weekend. I will be at Trenton Punk Rock next weekend. And I will be at, how could I forget? The New Jersey HorrorCon Film Festival's holiday flea market the following week. And then that's it for this year. Although I've already got a robust schedule for next year. I think I have 23 scheduled or something like that. I don't know. Anyway. So let's see. It's been too long since I regularly worked on Chadiana, but that doesn't mean that she is a forgotten character at all. Because she is one of my favorites. This year I was just trying to do a lot more art that I thought would get people to the table so that hopefully I could sell them on my original ideas. And I still have a bunch of projects I want to do. Of course, with Robert Eggers remaking Nosferatu, there are some projects I've been wanting to do that I might be, after Chadiana's done, moving to the top of the list. Hint, hint. You know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. First, I gotta get these other, basically, 2 1/4 issues done out, and then we can worry about the next thing on the list of things to do. What have we got here? Let me just get this back up. Why did I get a notification thing? That's why somebody sent the message. Do. Just a reminder to vote over there for Chadiana to be on the cover of the Indie Comics. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, the Women of Indie Comics, the Comics Illustrated magazine cover. I'd love to have that spot if I can get it. If I can get it. I feel like I wanted to be looking further out that way. I had it mostly laid out before we started. I'm trying to draw it just a little bit darker so it shows up better on the camera there. Anyway, Cirilla seems to have abandoned me. For screen time for tonight. Well, she had enough for screen time for the moment. I'm sure she will be back at some point. And actually, as is getting like overshadowed with all this art stuff going on, I do have that new novel out, Kirkland Horror, which is available on Barnes & Noble and Amazon. Very much inspired by the Shadow over Innsmouth by H.P. Lovecraft and the video game Bloodborne. Although, with a lot of my own twists in it. Started before COVID, but it is a novel about a plague and 4 characters as they sort of navigate and try to figure out the truth about it or avoid it. And the reader learns the truth about the plague and the outbreak and everything through the 4 different characters' stories. So it's a little bit of detective work that goes on in it. In that sense, I guess, kind of a mystery, but it was just more of a mystery that the who's-he-wats. It's the reader gets to find out. Mm-hmm. And if you have bought it already and read it, please do consider leaving an honest review on it. Whether you liked it or hated it or just thought it was okay. Really, reviews do help. And both good and bad reviews help, really, because sometimes, I look at bad reviews on stuff, not necessarily because I think it'll tell me why something is bad, but I want to know why somebody left a bad review. Sometimes somebody leaves a bad review and I'm like, oh, well, yeah, they weren't happy with that, but this sounds like something I'd be okay with. So, when it's a book or something, I don't mean like, somebody that has a piece of furniture that falls apart or something. That's very different. You want to know that. And if that problem has or hasn't been addressed in subsequent, what do you call it? Productions of said furniture. Said hypothetical furniture that I'm just making up right now. Oh, man. I hear laughing in my apartment complex. Not in my head, I promise. I haven't lost my mind that much yet. Or, not lost my mind. That's unkind. Lost touch with reality. Let's put it that way. You keep getting all these notifications. Oh, no, it's not open up there. But I'm hearing it on my because the window's still open. I'm an idiot. I left the Facebook window open for some reason. And that means I'm getting all those notifications. Let's see what's going on. Whatever. Okay. Exited out of that over there. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different with coloring this today. Only because I tried it out once or twice on some practice pieces, and I gotta say it does help with figuring out light sources and such. It's sort of like underpainting. It is sort of like underpainting. You'll see. It's mostly using watered down ink. Oh yeah, that's right. I did fill it up again, which is good. All right, let's get on to inking. Still a big fan of these zebra pens. Just like a softer version of those graphic micron pens. Gotta keep an eye on that comment section in case anybody comes in and wants to chat. Does happen some nights. Some nights it takes a little bit of time to get it get some of the more chatty viewers on. Papers for leaning on help you not smudge your drawing so much. All right, let's get into some of this other. More into putting little freckles or birthmarks on her face, especially like one right under the left eye for whatever reason. That's been going on for a while with me. Just gonna go right back to that one. That link takes you to the spot where you can vote for Chadiana to be on the cover. Comics Illustrated. Thinking always takes longer than the process of coloring it. That blank one was going to be what I was going to do the Sephiroth piece on. Well, I still will. Next week, I think. Next week? Maybe next week. Unless Luis really wants me to do his Bravo character from his novel. The Day They Made Contact. Luis Cruz. But yeah, that's the character on the cover. There might be a night where I end up doing her, Obrago, if I'm pronouncing it right. I think he said last week that I was. So anyway, yeah. All right. Mm-hmm. Oh, I think she's coming again. No. Oh. Okay. Oh, right. Oh, where is that? My Pentel brush pen, which is usually how I like to do more flowy clothes, or, especially in the case of Chadiana's hair and flowy hair, because Chadiana's got that really pulled tight ponytail, but then it just goes into this long flowing. Well, I mean, it's okay. So I should say it's a tight, almost like bun that goes into a long flowing ponytail. Maybe that's a better way to put it. But yeah. It's amazing how much I've kept a lot of her design the same as when I drew, or I should say painted, the piece that eventually led into developing into Chadiana. But also, like the kohl around her eyes to be very heavy. But also, it's gone through so many changes to it. The basic design has stayed so much the same. But then I just keep, or I have many times updated it to make her, I don't know, make it more realistic, because I didn't quite understand some of what I was putting down on the paper at the time I was doing it. But I got a better grasp on some of her costume and pieces of it. Hey, Louise, I just mentioned you, and I just showed the novel before. I'm gonna hold a Brago for another night, but she was on my mind. But then I knew that I had this campaign going right now to try to get Chadiana on the cover of that pinup magazine. So yeah, I'll do it. She will get done. I will give her. I will take a shot at her, so to speak. I don't know though. I mean, your birthday's around the corner. I was thinking about saving it maybe for that week. I don't know. See how you feel about it. We got a new I mean, things kind of slowed down, partly my fault, but we do have a new distributor in the UK, who you've done some publishing with. Thank you. Yeah, the guy Hades out, that runs ASAP Imagination. But yeah, it looks like in January a lot of our books are going to be slated. So who knows? Maybe it would be worth me doing all the characters from our publications on my live streams to kind of plug those releases. But yeah, I appreciate it. You know, they kind of, well, part of the reason I took it wasn't so much to get Chadiana in front of people, but um, we were told that the publisher would get a bio next to the pinup. So, you know, and you, George, and Anibal are mentioned in the bio, but yeah, like I was hoping to get more people to get to know um, Darkfire Press. So, you know, Darkfire Press is going to have a little bio in it next to the Chadiana pinup. Of course, you know, when it came to who am I going to do artwork of, my first thought was, you know, my female character. Oh yeah, ASAP Imagination. Yeah, I know you're already in their system. And I was talking with Hades a while ago about it, but just you know, with everything I've had going on this year, and then all the changes and you know, uh, taking my what was it? My not break. What is it? Leave of absence from teaching, since you know, just a you know, there's been a lot of stuff going on this year, so I was not as fast to get the stuff to Hades as I should have been, but like I said, next year Darkfire Press will have a good presence on their Anyone World distribution channels. Hopefully with physical books too, but at least the digitals for sure. I would like to get the physical books because I still think non superhero comics and um, less so, but probably somewhat true. Indie authors, I think just there's a better audience for them overseas. I still feel like the US is kind of not always great to all of its indie authors, and especially not its indie comics creators. Not 100%. You know, that's not a blanket statement. It's just a probably too much of a generalization, but I stand by it. I don't think I'll get the cover on that, but you know, it's cool just as a nice promotional piece. I don't think I'll get the cover because I didn't start promoting it till today, and that thing's been going on since last week. And honestly, you know, I went a little nude with Chadiana, so I just don't think it's the piece that should be on the cover. But hey, if I get the cover, I'd be ecstatic. I just think some of those people that have done work with them before and they have a much broader audience with that group than I do. So, and that's okay. I'm just happy to have us there represented. Maybe the Chadiana pinup will grab enough eyes that people will want to read the bio and check out some Darkfire Press books, right? Like, that's the goal. That's the whole goal of it. Yeah. So, I'm trying whatever methods I can come up with. I am definitely still exploring those. Um, you know, of course, I'm having to concentrate so much more on my own stuff, but that doesn't mean like Darkfire Press is an afterthought. Like, it's just hard when, you know, you have so many different books and authors. I still rely on you guys to send me stuff so that I can share it out when it comes to Darkfire Press. But, you know, I try to do what I can when an idea hits me. Mm-hmm. Do 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 do. Gonna trim down her rib cage a little bit. She's muscular, but not that much. Let's see. What else do I got? Mm-hmm. I feel like when I go back to drawing Chadiana, I remember how to draw again. I can get so stuck in concerns about what's marketable, and people tell me my style's so obscure. I get nervous about that sometimes. Well, not obscure. They say it's very unique, and sometimes I wonder if that's really a good thing or not. But there's only one way I know how to draw Chadiana, and that's the way I draw her. So I just feel like I get back to basics with myself when I draw her. And it's just easy at this point because I know the character so well. And I gotta get it where people know her better. I did a terrible job at staying on top of putting her books out this year, and I don't want to continue to make that mistake. A lot of stories to tell in her saga. Of course, I still want to do other projects, but I'm going to have to plan and stagger better, which is what I'm working on doing. The Kirkland Horror, of course, which just came out, was in the planning stages around the same time I was planning out this new Chadiana publication. So, you know, it's not a bad thing that got out too, because that was one that was just hanging out on the side waiting to get finished as well. Well, Louise, since you're here, if you're still here, I can never tell who's still in the chat. I just know how many people are watching. How was your Thanksgiving? I hope well. In fact, for anybody watching, I hope you had a good. Thank you, Louise. How was your Thanksgiving, though? I hope everybody had a good one if you celebrate it. Some people I know don't. Oh, good. Do anything special? Mine was good. It was small, though. It seems to be getting smaller every year. Just my mom cooking, my brother, sister-in-law, and my nieces. We didn't have a big get-together. You know? But it's nice. I mean, that's what I like about Thanksgiving is it's the no, part of my French, but it's the no bullshit holiday. No gifts, no costumes, and don't get me wrong, I love Halloween. But I never used to like Thanksgiving, and I appreciate it more as an adult because there's just nothing, it's not that serious. It's just an easy holiday. At least for me. I'm just thinking about the turkey and everything. Oh, you celebrate it with your mom. That's cool. Just your mom or your sister? I don't know how many siblings you have. Well, you got a brother, I thought. But I met your sister, or is that your cousin? Oh, now I'm forgetting. It was at the Spider's Web a while ago, and they closed again. The new guys that opened it up, um, Tom specifically wasn't able to keep it going. I hear, though, he might be looking for a new location, but it won't be in Yonkers, I don't think. Your brothers didn't come over. No, well, sometimes small is really nice. It's an easy day at that point. Da, da, Okay, this is where we do the new thing that I haven't done on a live stream yet. This right here is water and ink mixed together. So what I did was an old Higgins container. Still had some ink residue on the bottom. I added water to it to make a wash. It's funny, me and I don't want to name drop. Oh, but it was so cool to meet him. Me and Freddie Williams were talking about it when I met him finally. Really cool guy. He's got a very scientific way of doing his ink washes. I just do like the one bottle. But anyway, yeah, it allows me to do ink washes. And what I'm going to do that's different this time is, oh, thanks, Luis. I would love it if you'd share the whatchamacallit, the post I made for the cover. We don't have too much time left. I don't think I'm in the running for the top, but still, it's cool. Yeah, so ink washes. Oh, right. So I don't usually do underpaintings, but I did try this out once or twice where I actually did an ink wash down first and then watercolored over the top of it, which I felt really helped me get a stronger sense of where the light source was on my piece. You don't do like multiple layers of it unless you really need a dark spot. And I forget the artist's name who I saw did this. Very talented woman. Can't believe it. I just can't remember her name. But I was reading something on her blog where she'll do this, like an underpainting and ink wash. And I think it's how Mignola does it as well with his watercolor pieces. So, but I don't know. When I read about his version of doing this, it didn't resonate with me as much. Hers did. And I wish I could remember her name. She did do a cover for something for Mignola, so if anybody knows who it is, drop it in the comments. Anyway. But yeah, so I only do like one part of the wash, but it already helps me get some value down in a sense of where the light source is. The other part of it is too, the one time I tried with a vampire piece I did last year, I tried to do an underpainting to see if maybe putting the values down in like blues and grays would be beneficial to me. And then I just have to add the colors over the top. But the good part about watercolors is you can layer it. The bad part is sometimes they move around a lot when you have multiple layers. So if I do an ink wash first, well, the ink's going to dry, and since it's waterproof ink, it's not going anywhere. So it's going to stay exactly where I put it. So it'll be a stable underpainting before I get into it. I've been wanting to try it out on finished pieces, but I've been too nervous to commit. But Chadiana always winds up being a perfect character to test things on because I'm just so much more comfortable with her. I know that if she comes out looking good with a particular new technique I want to try out, that I can probably do it with other things. Maybe. At least that's how I feel. Because if I can do it with what I'm comfortable with, I figure eventually I can adapt it to other types of art that I do. All right. Just looking pretty good, I think. Maybe. It's a funny thing that I took a break from her. I was just talking with a friend about this, Steph Wilson, about how she really, when I first created her, was actually a moneymaker for me on a small scale, right? Like my own creation was getting a lot more attention. And I haven't been pushing it as hard, but for an unknown new creator, like, yeah, I didn't have a tough time selling Chadiana to people. And I would rather be doing my own stuff than fan art. That's for sure. I just think there were a lot of people that still weren't aware of me when she was publishing through Rosarium. And yeah, it just wound up kind of being this obscure thing that I think some people think like, oh, it's just this new character that I haven't done anything with. But no, they're, published through Rosarium, there were 5 issues plus the one I did. So, before I did this soft reboot with the Kickstarter a couple of years ago, which I still have to fulfill because I got to finish these issues. But anyway, yeah, there were 6 issues that were available. And I had a growing fan base. Still have some fans that haven't completely jumped ship on me. But I test their patience too much. No, it won't be anymore. Really, there's so many stories to tell in her saga, and the thing is, this new set will touch on a lot of stuff that I haven't yet. Actually, the next issue, the one that Chris did the cover for, I mean, that one's really got some good reveals in it. Anyway, yeah, underpainting in ink wash. And then, I mean, I can sometimes, I guess, add a little bit extra in. But then all I got to do is add colors in, and this wash isn't going to move around once it dries. Because it's waterproof ink. And I don't work with it any differently than I would watercolor. It's not going to pull up if I put too much water on the piece. Mm-hmm. Da-da. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Da-da. Mm-hmm. Da-da-da-da-da. Mm-hmm. Oh. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Sorry, Sorella, don't get worried. All right. Let her sit for just a second and dry so I can get the watercolors going. Anyway, what do we got? 4 people watching? A lot of likes. Oh, I hope some of these people are there. Oh, Sorella, way to block the drawing process. Nobody wants to watch the drawing process anyway. They want to see your hairy back, right? It's a beautiful hairy back, though. All right, lady. I wish you could help out with that drawing process, though. It would be nice, right? 45 minutes left. Do you think we can finish it? Maybe. Oh, my color's going down now. Bring her a little closer. So, yeah. Oh, thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. So, I don't know if you were here when I was talking about it, but this is something I've been trying out and I want to do more of. It's putting down a ink wash for the values first. Since it's waterproof ink, it'll be like a pretty stable wash underneath, and then I can thanks, Louise. Thanks so much. I had that up. Yeah. Well, she's supposed to look badass, That's part of her thing. I want to find out who while that is drying, right? I just want to see if I can find this artist that I was talking about, who is who I saw on her blog does this. She's going to be tough to find, I'm sure. That's Duncan Forgetto. Gretto? I forget how to pronounce his name, but that's not who it is, because obviously this is a female artist. Looking through all these amazing Hellboy covers, which nobody can see because it's on my laptop screen while you're just watching Chadiana dry over there. God, did she not do it? I know she did a cover for Mignola. It was posted a while ago, but maybe it wasn't for the Hellboy series. Maybe it was for something else. God, she's got such nice work, too. I'd like to give her credit for this. I'm going to read that comment in just a second. What else has she done? Oh, she did Magic the Gathering. Ooh, wait. Female MTG artist. Let's try that. All right. Ink wash is a great idea. I never thought about it, but I haven't painted in years. Can't wait to see it finished. Yeah. I can't wait to see it finished either. I'm just waiting for that ink to dry a little bit more. So I promise I'm not goofing off while that sits there, because I do have to let it dry before I get into the watercolor bit of it, because then it'll start smudging all over the place. Yeah, so it's funny that I'm mentioning Mignola. I said it earlier. Mignola does it too. I think he mixes ink washes with watercolors when he does his watercolors, but I just didn't find his approach as helpful, oddly enough. This other woman, Man, how about just Magic the Gathering artists? Can we try watercolor? It's almost dry, people. There's 5 people watching while nothing is happening on the screen. Oh, there it is. Oh, Wiley Becker. Really great artist. I'll put her .com in there. It was her blog, actually, that I pulled this little tip off of. Where is that? Oh, yeah, it's under process. And it was, I'll even pull up the exact tutorial that she went through. If I can find it. It's the one with the, I thought it was, maybe it's this one. Maybe it's the King of Spades. I don't think so. I can't find the right one. But if you go to process on her website, you'll actually see how she does it. I don't do it anything like her because our styles are very different. That's right. I'll touch it, despite what I told Freddie Williams not to do. It's all right. Don't put fingerprints on your watercolors, people, on the paper, because the oils on your hands can have unintended results on how it dries later. So, you know what? I have never done green as a base wash on a Chadiana piece. Let's see what that looks like. I'm good with watching paint drying. Well, some of us are not, Mike. No, I'm just joking. It's all the process. Yeah, but a live stream, well, you don't have the benefit, right, of like, what do you call it? Editing it out. But yeah, I always feel like I don't want to put out boring content. But thanks, Cirilla. Everyone really loves this part of the show, right? I'm working, you're walking across it. Don't drink the paint, lady. Don't drink the paint. This cat was eating my soup earlier. My mom took the turkey leftovers and made this really great sort of, it wasn't a regular like broth soup, but it also wasn't fully a cream soup. It was like some hybrid that she, I think, accidentally made one night. She did it with chicken, so originally, and now she did it with turkey. But yeah, anyway, I was trying to heat up my turkey soup in a pot, and I had some of it still in the container, and that cat's just like sitting there drinking the cold turkey soup out of the container while I'm heating up the good stuff in the pot. Psychotic. But I guess a psychotic cat fits me very well. I'm a damn lunatic. Anyway, I forgot to read the rest of that comment, Mike. I'm sorry. It's all the process. At least you're talking with us. Last night I forgot I was doing a stream while I was drawing, and I was like quiet for, I think, I actually was quieter earlier because there was no one on the stream. Although I don't know if that's always the case. Sometimes I think the number on StreamYard isn't accurate because I'll hear from people, yeah, I watched the whole thing. And it's like, well, I remember seeing a 0 at one point. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, there was probably a good 10 minutes where I wasn't really saying much. Just humming along while I worked on this. So yeah, worth mentioning. Yeah, I always do it. Whether I'm doing that ink wash or not, I always do a little layer of a light wash. Why do I do that? Nobody asked, but I'm going to tell you anyway. another thing I learned. What was it? It was a book that was at the school that I was working at, and we had it on the bookshelf. It was a Hildebrandt um, art book, and I think it's Tim Hildebrandt's book. And he said that he paints the whites, the color of the light in the piece, because then, like, I don't know, it kind of unifies the piece. You wind up with like if the white has a color to it, then it'll read as white, but it'll still be slightly tinted. I guess there's a little bit of whatchamacallit in that too. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm forgetting Drew Struzan, because he usually paints over like a slightly gray toned. Well, he airbrushes. He draws his stuff out. No, I'm sorry. He puts down a slightly gray toned gesso, and then he draws the stuff out and then starts painting on it. But yeah. Yeah, so washes are a good idea. It does kind of unify the piece. So I like doing it. And I tend to, this one won't be the case because it's green. I'm not doing red shadows. But usually I use complementary colors in my paintings, or close enough, because there's plenty of times where I do yellow and blue, even though it's really orange and blue that are the complements. But I try to stick to that quite a bit. That's got to dry some more. So yeah, how's everyone's night going? Let's see. I'm just looking at some of these things going on here. Oh, that might dry pretty quick. I don't do too much water in my washes. Well, I do put, I'm sorry, I do put a lot of water in my washes, but I don't put a lot of water in the brush, which is an important distinction to make when you're working with watercolors. Controlling how much water is in your brush is the key to the process. How much water is in the paint changes the paint. How much water is in the brush changes the way the paint goes down. So, yeah. I just came up with that too. I mean, that way of putting it, but that's true. How much water is in your brush does change the way the paint goes down, versus how much water being in the paint changes how opaque or transparent the paint is. So, something to keep in mind while you. It's not dry yet. All of you beginner watercolorists or experienced but kind of forgot some of the rules. I got a half hour left. I don't know if it'll get done. What a surprise, though. I don't seem to be very good at finishing a piece in 2 hours. That's not so good because, of course, I got a 2-hour show. The idea is to try to finish a piece in 2 hours, but I usually wind up having to do finishing touches on it after the show's over. So it's just dry time. That's a big part of it. All right, I'm just going to get in there. I'm experienced enough that I can have a little bit of control over how well that's going over there. And yes, Chadiana is brown. She has what would basically be the skin tone of a South Indian woman or South Indian man. I mean, it's not like it changes depending on sex. But yeah. And you can see that ink wash already kind of shows through. I really want to do these like tutorial videos. I know that there are people out there that want to learn watercolors, and I can't teach everything. I can teach you kind of the stuff that I do, but and those would be like edited content videos where, you didn't have to sit here for dry time, even though Mike Grassi apparently approves of sitting and watching paint dry. I'm busting you, Mike. But yeah, so normally, yeah, I would give it more time to dry, but I'm trying to rush it a little bit for this, the sake of this live stream. But if I were you, as your present tutor, I would wait till it dries before you start painting, unless you are confident enough. But even then, you want to make sure it's dried to a point to which you're not going to completely get all this like bleeding going on all over. I also try to paint in sections of if it's a big area, I don't try to get a perfect layer down. If I move fast enough, maybe it'll happen, but I try to paint to sections where there would be like planes, so that, if it dries a little unevenly, it still kind of shapes the actual shape of the piece, right? What do I mean by that? Like if I was doing like the chest area, I would do the chest and then the underside, and then, because it just clear breaks where you can find them. Kind of like when I was in computer animation, they would tell you to put the seams in spots where there would be a change in the direction of the geometry. Yeah. It's not. She's not as dark on the, as she's looking on the screen. Actually, what's interesting is once you start putting more values down, it's amazing how much something that looks dark in watercolor will start to brighten up. Because, well, I mean, it's that kind of that whole color theory thing anyway, right? Like, depending on the colors around something and the value of those colors. The contrast between them and everything, like, yeah, it can change the way a particular color appears. In fact, I already feel like on the screen, just putting this red down, that skin doesn't look as dark. Plus the drying, because colors sometimes look a little darker. Worth mentioning, I don't mind covering up areas where I inked, because in painting, contrary to comics, although depending on the artist, you don't really like having pure, you don't want to have pure blacks, like pure black outlines, pure black shadows. So if I add a little bit of color on the top of it, it lightens the black a bit. Kind of makes all the fine art people happy, I guess. Can't fit me into a box. I don't know where I want to be. Well, I do, but I mean, like, as an artist, it's like undefined to some degree. Illustrative, fine arty, a little bit of comics and cartooning. Now I have to go over that red again, possibly, very likely, but you know, it's a good start. I should let it dry more. It's going to start bubbling too much because I got too many areas drying at too disparate times. Because that's another thing. If you don't want as much bubbling on the paper, you want to try to keep uneven areas of drying. I mean, sometimes it can't be helped, but you don't want like a dry spot with a semi-wet spot with a soak spot. Then it starts really becoming harder to control that. Yeah, but everyone make your way to the introduction. Sorry. Joined a Discord community for vendors. I'm getting all those notifications right now. This is why I would wear it on my arm. Because that cat's hair is like all in this. This is what I'm constantly doing now. Not only am I competing with the naysaying voices in my head that tell me I suck as an artist, but I also have to deal with Cirilla's hair every time I try to ink or paint something. It's all right. I still love her. Also, another reason I do the wash on my artwork is it kind of preps the paper. Some people like to wet their art before they like start watercoloring. They like just making the paper wet with like clean water. By doing a wash, I kind of do that as well. God, this is bubbling like crazy. I really have to just take my advice and stop painting it. Can't seem to help myself though. But yeah, like the wash does kind of act to prep the paper, so to speak, in advance of me painting on it. So, you know, there's that too. And I know Luis asked last week, but yeah, this is pretty much how I do my comic pages too. As crazy as that sounds. I just always liked the idea of doing something different, and I wanted to hand color my comic pages. The only thing that slows me down isn't the time of doing it, because honestly, with all the layers and stuff I'd have to do with computer coloring, it really is not that much different time-wise for me to computer color something versus doing it in watercolors. Acrylics does take a little bit longer, but the biggest problem is I can't hand it off to somebody else. Like if I'm watercoloring my pages, I'm watercoloring my pages. So like I can't be drawing and inking new pages while somebody else is coloring. That's the slowdown part of it. But otherwise, yeah, it doesn't take me significantly longer, even if it does take me longer, which I don't think it really does. just because I've gotten it down to such a science. And really, the way I watercolor isn't any different than people computer color. I mean, yeah, I did that underpainting first, but yeah, it's flats, then values, then effects, so to speak, which would be any extra things like gel pens or acrylic pens I add on top. Might as well just push this out as an educational video right now because talking about my whole process. But yeah, ideally this is what I would like to do on a properly formatted. See that? Damn cat hair. All right. I gotta stop touching it. I gotta let it dry a little bit. We're almost there. We're almost there on time, and we're almost there on the finished piece. She is coming along nice. Oh my God. But I do have to go over that red again. Gonna do her lips, hair, wrapping on her arm there. And then color for the value. Oh. Normally I would use my hair dryer that I got, but that would be loud. I mean, I can mute myself, but not the best way to go about it right now. So while we're waiting for paint to dry, just a reminder that this beautiful woman right here is currently in the running for getting a cover on next Comics Illustrated. Go cast your vote. Maybe I can get a cover spot. It's all right. I do have a couple of cover spots. I have one, possibly two covers, let me put it that way, coming up with other people. But I can't help myself. This is why some people, I remember, who was I talking to? They kind of laughed because they asked me about working in oils. And I said to them, oils dry too slow for me. And they thought that was hilarious. Oils dry too slow. Like, no, I don't want to take my time or be able to fix mistakes or whatever. I need to, oils dry too slow. But it's true. I can't. They're way too slow for me. See that? Look at that. Before, you could barely see her features because it looked like the brown on her was like really dark. Dries a bit, colors around it, brightens up to the amount it's supposed to be, Sometimes you got to go back over an area. Pro tip, by the way, if you really don't like how a layer of paint dried, you can go back over it, but you have to do it with pigment. So if you don't want to darken it too much, you use more water than pigment, but you can go back over it. It will reactivate the area a little bit, so some of that paint will move around, but because you're kind of doing a new painting layer, it won't have the same look as if you had done it the first time, but it'll be passable. And that's what you want. Many a time I've had to do that. Many a time. Look at that red now. Now it's looking more like it should. Red's just a tough one. It doesn't always, on the first try, go down really bright, and sometimes I don't want it to be bright, and I'm usually afraid to make the first layer too dark or too vibrant, I should say, because it can really start overpowering the not just the balance of the piece, but also the black lines. Sometimes it'll really cover it. Yellow and red have a tendency to do that. Yellow, oddly, because it's yellow. Out of everything on the color wheel, it's arguably the lightest. But yeah, yellow and red seem to really cover things a lot. I don't know the science behind it. I would love to find out. Why not? I'm going to be an artist. Why not know scientifically why certain things happen? Usually got purple on her upper lip and more pink on the bottom lip. Here we go. This is how we're drawing so far. Doing all right. Now, yeah, a lot of that underpainting is kind of getting lost to a certain extent, but it acts as a neutralizer for any values I wind up putting down. And then, of course, it does help lay out where all those, where the light sources are. Anyway, this is my special concoction of peacock blue and black. It might be Mars black, probably. And that's what I use to make my grays, because it just doesn't, especially with watercolors for whatever reason, but like you use like straight black watered down or even like white mixed with black, and it just does not, I don't like the way it looks. So I added just it's gone back so long ago. Whenever I got into Holbein watercolors, which could be 10 years at this point, I decided to mix that peacock with that Mars. And it was like, oh, that's a nice color. Works really good for a gray, because I prefer cool grays anyway. Mike, if you're still here, you might be, I don't know. How are your Monday night live drawings going? Because I have to say that I'm guilty of having not tuned in yet. I'm sorry. I do like to support my friends. But yeah. And for anybody else watching, you should know that besides Mike Gracia's Getting Tune, he also is starting to do Monday night live drawings. So between me, him, and the Wilson, that's already 3 nights a week. You could just be watching people draw. And honestly, what does anybody have better to do than watch artists draw? I'm only half kidding. Should all be tuning in. See what these guys are up to. Normally I do these in brown, but for expediency today. What are they? They are, I think I said earlier, little freckles or birthmarks. Why do I put them there? Well, if you know, you know. Oh, here we go. Yes, a comment that I can read. Thanks for answering, Mike. I'm glad you're still here. You think they're good, just starting. You're getting like 7 to 10 regular viewers. That's great. That's better than I'm doing on most weeks. You are thinking of turning into an animation stream. That would be cool. I did a little animation last night and forgot how much you missed it. Why do I feel like maybe I did see something that you posted about it being some kind of animation thing? Maybe I got a notification. But yeah, no, that's great. I mean, it's funny that we met through comics and Comic Cons and everything. But if you want me to be honest, in some ways, I think of you more as an animator in the sense that, like, you just talk so passionately about it. You talk passionately about comics too. I don't want to make it like you need to make a career change here. You can certainly do both, but like, I just know you're very passionate about animation. Oh my God. It's getting late. I'm forgetting words. See, now I can go right over it with this bluish green. It's already partially neutralized because that gray was already there. I can add in extra values if I need it. Right? Don't worry, people. I know what I'm doing. I think. Ooh. It's really pulling that yellow a bit. Not too bad. Now, when I'm painting in my values, it's like I'm shading a drawing. I tend to go in the direction of the form. Whew. And then, of course, that helps define the actual shape of everything. Right. And I'll go over certain areas that I need darker, if I need them darker, and, yeah, that looks really dark on the screen. I promise it's not that dark. No, it's drying still. Mm-hmm. Like I said, when I get my new lighting set up, which should be soon, and if it works out as well as I'm thinking it's going to work out, there will be more even lighting on the drafting table, and I hope that will translate onto the screen. Let me grab some more blue, mix it in with this green. do 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 do. Yes, I'll even go over the mostly black areas with at least one layer of the value color or colors. Might have to go in there with more blue. I'm running out of that dark blue mix I had. Sorry. May just help give it some changing the color in your values can be good too. So where I had green before, throwing a little blue in really can help make it pop more. I actually sometimes having a pure color in your values is good. Almost there. Almost. I'm definitely going to have to do the highlights and everything post stream, because the watercolors won't be dry enough for me to get in there with colored pencil and the gel pens or the acrylic pens too. But hey, at least we got this much going. Is that a little better? Yeah, it seems to be. Because she's getting lost a little bit because of the lighting. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Mm-hmm. All right. Excuse me. Seltzer's making me a little burpy. Yeah. I'm not going to be able to finish it before the end. Oh, only because of the dry time. I can do a little bit more with that background, though, that's for sure. Oh, some of that green spilled over. Make sure it doesn't drip through the just gonna give it a simple pattern background. Well, pattern texture background, really. It's like my go-to when I don't have anything to put in the back. Just do sort of like a gradient or ombre sort of on texture. That cat, man. Steph, how you doing? I'm doing Chadiana tonight in honor of the cover that I'm probably not going to get, but it's a good try. It's a good attempt. A lot of people did go out and vote, though, so who knows? Who knows? I'm not upset about it, though, if I don't get it. It's just like, it would be a nice extra, not a required thing. I'm doing all right, you know. Can't complain. Just, yeah, I'm doing all right. I don't know why that question's throwing me so much. I don't know. Like, I was cleaning the studio a bunch today and working on artwork, but so I guess it was kind of a pretty relaxing day. But I'm doing okay. I'm kind of looking forward to these holiday sales being done. Well, promoting them, I think I'm good with for now. How are you doing? I jumped in your live show earlier because it was just very unexpected. I got this notification while I was sitting here painting earlier. And it was like, oh, Steph Wilson is going live. And I'm like, wait, what's going on? Why is he live in the middle of the day? On Tuesday. Always good. That's good. I'm very jealous of those hot dogs you posted. I don't eat a lot of hot dogs, but when I do, I like them to look the way Carrie made them. That was some good looking stuff there. And I am very much a top split bun person. I know I keep meaning to, but you know, there's some nights where I go have dinner with my parents and it's tough. Like if I'm over there, but a lot of times I'm gone by 8:30. I should come over. Well, not come. You know, I should drop in, come over. That's. Oh, she added hot dogs to my guest menu. That's cool. I mean, you know, I'm for whatever. I haven't seen anything you've posted that hasn't looked good. As long as there's not any beats involved, we're fine. We are just fine. How was your Thanksgiving, though, by the way? As we're coming to a close of this thing. I forgot to ask Mike how his Thanksgiving was, too. Sorry, Mike. How was your Thanksgiving? Ah, da, 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 da. All right. Things are good. Good, thanks. Small but awesome. Mine was small, too. We don't have as many people coming around as we used to. But, you know, no, that's a good spot for it. Oh, sorry. I didn't highlight that comment. Well, she ain't done yet, but like I said, I'm going to have to wait for this to dry before I can finish it with all the other things. Adding in some orange over there, which, you know, I'm fixing my lighting setup. Oh, you cooked the meal? Oh, yeah, well, I'm sure you had fun with that. I've cooked the turkey once or twice, but usually mom does the cooking because she likes cooking for Thanksgiving. Sometimes I've made a side dish. There were 1 or 2 years where one year I cooked the turkey for them, you know, so. Steph, you don't let up. Yeah, you know, I'm sorry that you don't like the meme, man. It stays. She's got fans. She's had books out. There will be no change to the name Chadiana. Marketing is just going to have to take a meeting about that. You know what's funny about that, though? And this will be the last thing. Doesn't fit on the action figure box. It fits fine. It fits fine. This is what throws everybody off, right? Because like if I spelt it like that, right? Everyone would probably have a much easier time reading it. It's all because I put that little H in there, right? If I had spelt it like that, Chadiana, no problem. I do it like that, that H throws everyone off. Sorry, not sorry, I guess. Mike Gracia learned how to pronounce it finally. Took him a bit. You know, you'll get it down. Was it over when the Germans? I don't know what you mean. Oh, did I say something was over? Oh, I see. Because you're like, oh, okay. I'm sorry. I haven't seen Animal House. So I guess we're going to have hot dogs and watch Animal House. Maybe. You know, just a thought. Just a thought. Being on a roll. I gotcha. Well, what? What do you mean, what? What? You know, the comments come slower than my reactions, so sometimes I don't know what you're reacting to. It's the cornerstone of popular culture. I don't know that it's the cornerstone. But then again, I don't really fall into that. No, I just, you know, I was born in 82, so some of that stuff was just a little bit behind me. I don't know why I haven't seen Animal House because better than Nosferatu. I doubt it. I really do doubt it. Highly, highly doubt it. At least for my taste. You know. I don't know that I've ever. I don't think I've seen the Blues Brothers either. I don't know that I saw any Jim Belushi films. You know, I've seen Dan Aykroyd films. I've seen Chevy Chase films. Yeah, like, but I don't know. I don't think I've seen anything with him in it. Just I don't know. Kind of how it's worked out. But you know, we can finish this. Did I grow up Amish? No. No. I don't know. I just never you know, never saw it, never sought it out. Yeah, no. Uh, I've seen most of the other classic comedians, their films, just not him. Oh, John Belushi, though, right? I'm saying Jim Belushi. Jim Belushi. No, wait. Which one's which now? Oh, crap. Jim Belushi's the brother that's still alive, right? Oh, see, that's how ignorant I am. Yeah, okay, there you go. Said Jim Belushi earlier. Yeah. Well, I haven't seen any of his films either. I think he's a cop on a show or something. I don't know. Anyway. All right, Steph. I am going to end it because it's past 10 and all that's happening is there's paint drying here so that I can. Yeah, well, us bougie artists would rather watch silent films from the early 1900s than your, uh, what am I looking for? Your lowbrow comedy stuff. No, I'm only joking. Yeah, well, okay. We can debate this another time because now it's just becoming you and me arguing over this. But thanks for stopping by at the end. Everyone, I will be adding more to this, not on the live stream, because I'm still a little wet. So I can get in there with some extra stuff. But yeah, thanks for coming by. It is a little after 10 now, but I'll be back next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. And yeah, we'll see what I do next week. Maybe Sephiroth. Yeah, that might be what I do next week. I'll figure it out. Anyway, have a great night, everyone. I'll see you next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And please go vote for Chadiana to be on the cover of Comics Illustrated. Have a great night. And what am I looking for? My overlay. Yeah. Have a good night, everyone. See you next week.